What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Come on up, girl. Come here. Come on. I got her so close. Boy, did I ever miss you. Man, oh man. Hello and welcome to the Thursday edition of your show. It feels so damn good to say that again. I am Gary, your host. I was quarantined inside the ski chalet for the last, 3 days now, and a huge thank you to LB and Coach Mazer, Coach, 2, if you will, for filling in with incredible shows. It's so fun to sit in there and watch it, knowing that the party is going on about 50 feet away from you. I wave at people as they walk by, and it's a lot of fun. I really felt like I was really, I didn't leave the house for 3 days. And that's the craziness of this place, is that if I were to come in here every day like I normally do, then everyone would have got sick. So we've learned that we can power on as long as this guy's inside, not getting people sick, and no one else got sick. So it's very, very good. So happy to be back. And again, thank you to everyone who did all the heavy lifting and filling in throughout the last couple of days. It is very, very, very appreciated. As well, this show right here, you just got a taste of it. What number? We got LB and, or LB, we got the Phenom hanging out in the booth today. What episode are we here today? Phenom, can you hand sign it to me? Oh, you didn't even hand sign it. Put it up there. 207. There it is. Yeah. Again, still a hand operating. 207th episode straight of never missing a show. We are the only, as far as we know, show in Saskatoon, dare I say Saskatchewan, that goes Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. That's called scheduled viewing. It's incredible. It's like what we used to grow up knowing and loving. You get home, you know your show's on at 4 o'clock, you put it on. That's what we do here. I say we're so much more than a YouTube channel or a podcast. We're a network that just happens to be on the internet. I think that's so cool. So thank you again for allowing us to continue to grow and continuing to do something no one else does. Mostly because being live is very, very hard. You saw the boys Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday going live. And when you're hosting live, it's a whole different monster. And I thought LB and Mazer did such a great job of filling in. It was so cool. So thank you to them, and thank you to our streak that continues. We also have a camera here. She was up here, but then we had some issues. Here she comes. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been way too long since I got to tell you all about the Maggie Cam. Here she is. There you go, girl. Look at that. Yeah, she's running for Prime Minister, by the way, so if you want to vote Maggie for Prime Minister, feel free. As the Maggie Cam is all because of our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you walk into those doors, your life changed forever, okay? Not only do they have the best selection of everything pet-related, they also have the greatest care you will ever get inside a pet store. Thanks to Leroy, their welcoming dog, as well as Mike and or Rochelle, who are there during business days, and then after hours and on weekends. Kirsten, Shar, and Chris are there to continue to give you that service you know and love, and dare I say expect, from the greatest pet store in the universe, that store being Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Don't forget about the cleaning station as well, as we're about to get into muddy season, and that cleaning station there. I'm thinking about going in there and just giving myself a clean. Like, it's so incredibly awesome. They got the soap, they got the water, they got the dryer, everything that you need to clean your pup up. As we got a nice little fluffy butt of old Marge today. You can turn around. Want to turn around? Want to say hi to the people? No? You just rather, okay, you want to hear from Matt Young, don't you? I get it. All right, before we get into our first guest of the day, which is a regular, I believe they like to call it, in the business, I do have to say a very, very, very special happy birthday to my biggest big brother, Davey. He's the firefighter, Davey the firefighter, we call him. And I believe he's turning 29 today, 28 or 29, which is weird. He's my biggest, oldest brother, but yet I'm way older than him. I don't know how it works, but yet here we are. So to my oldest bro, Dave, thank you for always being a great, great, great big brother and always get me out of trouble when I was getting into trouble. I really love and appreciate you. You are awesome. Try not to go too hard tonight on the rum skis, all right? Because those guys will sneak up on you. Okay, I'm officially out of breath, so I think that means it's time to hop back into a second. This is a two-parter. So last week we checked in and we took apart a controller, and this will be part 2. So I guess we can just go ahead and run that one, Phenom. Take her away. It must be Thursday.
That's right.
We got this guy in the house, and he is prepared to work with some isopropyl every Thursday. Right. CTV's Matt Young joins us, and we rebuild things. We talk about local sports. We do a lot of gaming stuff and have a lot of fun. That's what we do.
That's what we do every Thursday, and it's always a good time. Your week's been okay?
Been good. I was sick for the last 3 days.
A little under the weather.
But I'm finally back. I feel great. I got some rest, and we're back at it.
And he's ready to roll.
And not only that, we have a whole second part.
That's right. We're going to continue what we did last week. So last week, as a lot of you might remember, we were going to pull apart Gary's Nintendo 64 controller because we wanted to show people how you can fix or preserve your Nintendo 64 controllers, because there's some of I'd say the most difficult controllers out there when it comes to older controllers, because they can fail so fast.
Complicated.
Because they got that joystick there, right?
It was horrible.
And it wasn't. It's kind of the first joystick you had on a controller, so it wasn't designed the best.
Absolutely, and it was my only excuse for losing all the time.
That's right. That's right. So there won't be any excuses for now when he loses to me.
Not happy about this.
All right.
So do you want to get back into it? You want me to flip the camera?
So we'll continue off. What's going to happen is we're going to show you sort of what to do when it comes to cleaning your Nintendo 64 controllers. So so last week we tore apart the controller. We tore apart the sort of the joystick component, if you will, and that's the parts in this area right in here, right? This is your joystick, right? And what we really wanted to do is last week we pulled out a bunch of white powder, which is commonly what you see in a Nintendo 64 joystick. That's what makes it so tough to move, and it grinds, and it doesn't work that well.
Builds up in there, and it gets all yucky.
And what happens is, what that white powder is that's just the plastic parts in your joystick, in the mechanisms that move the joystick, that they're just grinding up. And I think, and I'll just call it myself, a design flaw that Nintendo had, that they just, for whatever reason, it doesn't look like they put any lubricant in there, and I think that they should have. So there is a way that we can fix this. So what we've done is we've taken apart the joystick, and it's if you watch last week's program and go back and watch it, you can see how easy it is, and this is what it looks like when it's all taken apart. And what we want to do is, the first thing is, we want to get all that white powder that you'll notice. We want to get all that out of there. I use a toothbrush right here. And this is some isopropyl. And again, please be careful. Use rubber gloves when you're using it. This stuff you can usually buy just about anywhere, Canadian Tire, right? And so I spray it on a toothbrush. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean out a bunch of the powder. Now, this little box here, okay, this is where your joystick actually will fit in, right? And your joystick kind of sits in this little box just like that. Okay, you can see that on camera there. And it moves around, okay? And inside that box are these two little swivels that kind of they swivel in and out of each other.
Man. Okay. It's got a big Lego feel to it, doesn't it?
They swivel in and out of each other, and they swivel in around in this little box here, and then your joystick sits on top of it just like this, okay? So what we want to do is we want to clean these off. Now, these swivels right here, okay, that's what I call them. You'll see them right on camera right there. Sometimes what happens is, because your parts grind up, right, it'll actually physically start to grind up the two brackets on the side of the swivels here, and it can open up this space, and that's what makes your joystick go limp. So what we want to do is we want to clean all the white powder out of there. So it doesn't take that much. You just kind of clean it all out, right? We want to get in there, and then we also want to clean the white powder out of here, okay, and this one too. And if you look at these and you see them, right, if this gap here is still, pretty much what it was when it was manufactured, you're okay. If you wait too long, eventually these parts will grind almost right to the edge, and it becomes almost impossible to restore. So you want to catch this while it's early, and with you, I think it's early enough.
I like that.
The other thing I'm gonna do is when the parts in this swivel grinds up, okay, what it does is it takes plastic out of in between here. And one thing you can do is you can take a pair of vice grips, okay, and you can kind of bend it. I'm going to show you.
Oh, we're getting serious here. I like
that.
that.
Bend it back into place.
Okay.
By just putting it like that. Okay.
There you go.
And so we're going to kind of bend it back together, back closer together again. So you can hold this for a little while, okay?
Oh.
And I'll just put this down here like that, and then that way. That will kind of bend that back into place. Now, what we're also going to do is, again, we'll clean this. We'll clean the bottom of the little joystick itself, okay? And then what we're going to do is we got to make sure when we put this back together, you don't have that plastic grinding again. So what I used, and this is a pretty cheap thing that you can get. If you go to like a local hobby shop, you can get little packages of grease.
Okay.
These are normally used on things like train cars. So if you have like a model train set, you'd use it on the wheels.
It's like a hobby type of
exactly,
hobby type of thing.
exactly.
Okay.
We're gonna put this joystick back together now that we've cleaned these parts and cleaned this part and are bending this back into place and kind of cleaned everything else. This little spring here and obviously the little joystick right there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grease it all up and put it back together, and this will prevent it from getting worse.
Perfect.
So that your Nintendo 64 controller will last. And all you have to do is I'm gonna open this up here. Okay, and I'm just going to put a little dab of grease right in there. Come on. Come on.
Come on, grease.
It's stuck. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to put a little bit of it, and you don't need much, right in that little box just like that.
There you are.
Okay, and that's really all you need. And what we're going to do is, I think we're pretty much done with the isopropyl at the moment, so I'll take these plastic gloves off. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it, and we're just going to kind of move it around, right, and get it all in there. Okay, so now your joystick will be sitting in a tad of grease. It's not gonna be, you don't want to use too much, but you want enough in there, right? If you use too much, the worst thing that'll really happen is you might have a little bit of, as opposed to white powder, you have a little bit of grease coming out of the joystick part. Yeah, I mean, it's just annoying. You just have to clean it off. Yeah. So we have that, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start greasing all these parts up a little bit. So I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on here, just like that, like on the inside and the outside. You want to get it. And again, you don't want too much, but you want enough, right?
Yes.
Because you want to get, and you want to make sure that you grease it up nice.
Can't have that friction.
No. And that's really what does these things in. Nowadays, they're built a little bit differently, so you don't really have that anymore. Now, obviously, the technology has improved.
Yeah.
We're going to take the bottom of the joystick, right?
Okay.
And this is the joystick itself, and we're going to grease the tip of this as well. Okay.
Here we go.
We're going to grease that, put a little bit of grease on that. Again, you don't need a ton, just kind of enough there. Okay, I'll put that on there. All right, and then you got a little bit of grease there. And then what we're going to do is this is our other little bracket that we kind of clench together, right?
Shaped her
so
back.
that we can kind of keep these two brackets close together. Okay, I'm going to unbend this so we can kind of. Now you'll notice that it's in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna kind of finish cleaning it off here. Okay, but now that we've got that all nice and clean, you're gonna want to grease up this one as well. And just put a little bit of grease on there, boop, 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 a little bit of grease on there, that size there, right? And you can move it all around, and you really just want to make sure that at the end of the day that you're greasing up the whole thing so that it doesn't,
doesn't rub. You don't want that rubbing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So we put that there. And now that we've got most of these parts greased up, we're going to put it back together. So you put
this is crazy.
The bottom one.
Man, it's like a big puzzle, hey? 3D puzzle.
Just hang on one second. I fit it back in there like this. Yeah, so this one goes in here. Right, there you go. It'll only fit in one way, by the way, so you can't really screw it up too much. There you go. This goes in here.
I feel like I would still screw it up pretty bad.
You can
This
see,
is
and
crazy.
there's quite a bit of grease in there. I might have even put a little bit too much, but that's okay. Not going to be a big deal. And then you put this swivel right here.
Man,
okay.
There's so many little pieces in there.
There's a ton of little pieces.
It's crazy.
And so this is essentially, kind of how your Nintendo 64 controller or your joystick actually works,
yeah.
right? So now the only thing is I got to make sure that I'm going to take this one out and actually put this inside there like that, and then twist it, and then put it in there like that, and it should go in nicely. There we go. Okay, already that's feeling much better. Okay, then you put your little circuit board. It just kind of falls into place on one of those two pieces like that. Okay, and then you put this in right here. Better yet, probably easier to just put this in first. Put this in right here. Come on, come on.
See, for a guy like me, I could never do this.
What's that?
I could never figure this out. Like
Well,
there's just way too many parts.
You know what? Part of it is you really the interesting part of it is that part of it comes from just doing it a lot.
Yeah, well, reps.
right?
That's like everything else.
Right,
Lots of reps.
That's really what it's all
That's it.
about. Okay, now I want to make sure that. Okay, I got to put this in. There's an order of operations. So
Yeah.
I just got to make sure that I. Okay, so joystick goes in here. Oh, and one thing that we should do is we should clean off this thing. Clean out the white powder that's inside
Yeah.
there. I never did that.
Build up.
So clean off a lot of that buildup because you don't want that there anymore. And you can use a wet or dry toothbrush. It doesn't really matter. Just something that cleans that all up in there. Okay, then we put this in here. Okay, and then we put the spring goes on top of this like this.
Look at that.
Okay, and then you have your smaller swivel, the smaller one goes on the joystick. This little white bracket here goes on top. Trying to balance is a little tough.
Yeah, it's hard to do when you're trying to do it on the camera too.
There we go, kind of like that.
Okay.
So it's kind of spring loaded and ready to go. Okay, and then once you have it set right, and it's easier to do once you've practiced a couple of times. The joystick will fall right into place. Just whoops. I gotta spin this around. Spin it the other way, which is okay. We will get it right. Don't worry.
It's just so much, like, there's so many little things in here.
What's that?
There's so many little tiny things that put this together.
Oh yeah, it's
nuts.
it's a sweet piece of engineering. Just
Yeah.
wish they would have lubricated it more. You know? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I gotta put the little circuit board back in there, just like that. Hold on.
Man.
Okay. And then tighten it a little bit more. You want it straight. And then it goes in like so.
Boom.
Feel that click right in there.
Look at that.
And you're going to start to feel right away
Yeah.
that it's already better. And what'll happen is your joystick will last a lot longer. So here you go. Okay, this is kind of what it looks like. Hope I wasn't off camera too much there.
No, you're good.
Okay, so there we go. Okay, so next thing you want to do is now we got to just screw it back together. So you got to now remember to hold it because it's spring loaded. If
Oh, yeah,
you
it'll
don't
pop.
hold it, it's gonna pop right apart on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be a whole lot better than before. And what you do is we're gonna go back and put our screws in, just like this. And I'm gonna remember it always helps to use the magnetic kind of screwdriver. So I'll tighten that in there. Okay. And already, feel that.
Yeah.
Like it's miles.
No excuses. No
It's-
excuses.
It's miles. It moves much
like a
better.
new
and as
joystick.
you use it, it'll get better
It'll-
too.
exactly,
Now you're gonna
wear
have
in.
some grease that comes up a little bit in
Yep.
there. That's no problem. You have some black grease that comes up. Just take a paper towel, wipe it.
Wipe
It's
her
not
down.
gonna. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's not
Absolutely.
gonna damage your electronics. It's perfectly. So
Look at
you're
that thing
perfectly
go.
good. Now,
Perfect.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it. Now the other thing that you want to do while you have a Nintendo 64 apart, I'm gonna just take this off. You kind of want to just check your buttons, right? Make sure that they're nice and clean. I'm actually gonna and these aren't hard to. Really not hard to do at all either. I mean, you can take off these little rubber pads, right? And I just like to clean them off so that they kind of like you know, dirt and stuff gets
Yeah,
in there.
all
You'd
that
be
yucky.
surprised. It's all that pizza, right? So you put that in there. There you go. Let's have a look at your other buttons here. Just hang on. Oh, that's not too bad. I'm going to clean this off a little bit. Get some of the dirt off there. I'm going to clean these off here. Let's have a look at the physical buttons themselves. I just want to see. Yeah, so you got a little bit of dirt there.
Yeah,
You want to
this
kind of
is-
clean some of that off if you
Crazy.
can.
It's like a doctor operating.
Yeah,
eh?
it is. Yeah, while we're
nuts.
operating and making your Nintendo 64, we want it to live a long time.
That's right.
Right? We don't need any N64s dying on us because we love them. Okay, there we go. And then here's your start button right here, and I'm just gonna chat. That looks okay. So what we'll do is we're gonna put our controller back together. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. We're putting Humpty Dumpty back together again, and it kind of you'll again realize that a lot of this stuff it kind of only goes in one way. You just kind of got to play with it a bit, right?
Yeah, just find the right spot.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna, there we go. Okay, and then your wire kind of goes around there. There we go. Okay, now. Okay, so now we're going to put our controller back. So we take our joystick, and it kind of goes in like this. Okay, and just kind of sits in that little bracket area right there. Okay, and you can see there are 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, and there's where you put your screws to screw it back down in there. And it shouldn't be too hard to do. It's usually pretty easy, so we're gonna, whoops. Again, this is where having the sort of the magnetic screwdriver always helps. I'm gonna try and hold this. I'm trying to make sure that everybody can see, but I might have to get in the way of the camera a little bit. But
That's okay.
actually, I'm gonna spin this around just because it's a little easier that way. There we go. There we go. So we put in 1 screw. Come on. You know what? This always happens. It's
The pressure of the camera.
well, it's not that. It's well, you're dealing with very small parts.
That's probably
Which
way
is
more.
why you want to go slow and make sure that you do it right and don't lose anything, obviously.
Yeah.
But now that we got 1 screw in there, the other one should just fall into place just fine. I'll put this one down in here. On that side, there you go. And screw that in there. And one thing you're going to want to do is usually like once every 3-4 years, just take it apart again and just make sure everything's good.
Yeah, just give it a once over.
Yeah, give it a once over, to make sure, because Nintendo ain't making any more, at least of the OEM controllers. You got the knockoffs. I don't think those are good. So you want to, well, they're not bad, but
Well,
but
they're not.
Nothing's as good as the original, right? It's like
Exactly.
anything in life,
I
what
got a
mean?
couple knockoffs over there that have fallen apart.
They're
as well.
they're okay, but it's like it's like any movie. The sequel's never as good as the first
That's
one,
it.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, so and then we attached our little bracket, our little plug right back in there. This is your Z button, and what you're gonna do is there's a little pad that goes over top of that, and then that Z button just kind of slides back into there just like that. There we go.
How often do you use those yellow directional buttons?
On a lot of the games I play, I use them. Do you
You
use
do.
them much? I don't. A lot of people don't. But
I use them
find
for.
that I do.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros. I use them to jump.
Oh, do
But
you?
that's about it. Yeah, lots
Yeah,
of people don't.
Like I use them. I play a lot of Wayne Gretzky hockey.
Yeah.
So I use them on that. But you are right. There are a lot of people that don't really use them that much.
They don't,
They
yeah.
weren't. I don't know if they weren't made for a lot of games or weren't used in.
They
a
just
lot
didn't
of
use them
games.
lots, I think.
But
yeah.
I guess that's just kind of it. Now I'm putting this back in there. Okay, so we'll re-screw in our little joystick bracket if we can there. There we go. So that goes in there. I'm trying to think. Like I know that. I think Bomberman you use them.
Ooh.
I can't remember though. I know in Mario you use them to like switch the camera and stuff like that, right?
And I guess Ocarina of Time as well.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time, which is an awesome game.
So good.
Zelda's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the N64 had some great games. I actually ended up winning an N64 through a contest at my high school.
What?
Yeah, I was like selling ice cream tokens or something for grad. And the winner it was actually funny.
Awesome.
The winner, the guy who sold the most, actually got a PlayStation, but I wanted a Nintendo 64. So I went and traded it in and got that because I wanted to play Mario. That's the kind of guy I was. Now,
That's a good trade.
so that we got there, and then we're going to put our little R and L buttons. So L goes here, R goes there. Okay, bum, bum, bum. And then we put our backing on just like so.
Beautiful.
It's a little tight, but it will fit in there. There we go. Okay. And we'll screw it back together, and then you'll be able to test it this afternoon.
Perfect.
Or next time you play.
Yeah.
And don't tell your friends you got the better controller.
I won't. I'll say this is the broken one.
This is the broken one. Yeah. See all that white powder? Well,
Yeah.
I just cleaned it out. It's not that it's gone. And then I'm gonna screw this back in there. I just want you to. We don't have a Nintendo 64 hooked up right now to test it, but I'm gonna screw this down here.
I'll give you a full report next week. I'll let you know exactly how it goes.
But if you want to take that, now try that.
Yeah, it's like
Miles better.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah.
actual response.
It's got way better response. It moves
Yeah.
around a whole lot smoother.
Unbelievable.
And once you work that grease in there, you'll be whoa.
It's amazing.
The other phone is ringing.
The
Hold
phones
on.
are going
The other phone is ringing. So there you go. So that's that. And then what you do is you basically just put the other screws back into place, and then your Nintendo 64 controller is essentially ready to go, and you've got one that should last a whole lot longer. I mean, that'll get you like 5 or 10 years extra out of your Nintendo 64 controller. So this is really good, and it's something you can do with like home tools. Like, this isn't stuff that we had to go and buy online. Like a lot of this stuff you can buy right here in town, right here in Saskatoon. The hobby grease. You just need a basic screwdriver.
It's awesome.
The screws are not security screws, so you don't have to worry about anything like technical like that, like trying to find a special type of screwdriver. It's just
It's all there for you.
It's all there for you, and now you have essentially not a brand new controller, but probably one that will last a lot longer. And if you have any buddies that have some, they could watch this video, learn how to put everything back together, and then I think that's it. I think I got them all in there, and then you're good to go. So there you have it.
How about that?
And you got a controller that should work much better and last for years to come.
Dude.
And I like doing this stuff because you know what? I'll tell you this. You don't know what you have until it's gone.
Ain't that the truth?
That's what I've learned.
Man, we've been playing here all the time, and then once they started to go, just the gaming sort of stops because you can't play.
I know, and that's the thing. So now, and it'll be much better. And again, you just want to make sure that you clean it off once in a while. It still has a little limpness to it, but it's much better than before.
better.
And it moves way better. It'll be more responsive.
That's the big thing.
Is the big key. It'll
Exactly.
be much more
Exactly.
responsive. You can buy joysticks separately. There's people with 3D printers that make them.
Really?
But they're not. I say this. They're not cheap, and you have to kind of order them online. I kind of find if you can save your own, that's a little bit better for me. But there you have it. How to improve or preserve your Nintendo 64 controller, and tell me how it works later on today, because I think you're gonna be much happier.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Each and every Thursday.
Absolutely.
Ooh, there goes the voice. Each and every Thursday,
Still recovering a
CTV's
bit.
Matt Young joins us, fixes all of our issues, and takes away all of our excuses as we continue
and you know what?
to
Next,
retro game.
and we'll continue to do a few more of these over the next couple of weeks. And we're also going to look a little bit about preserving cartridge games and stuff like
now
that.
we're
So
cooking.
you want to do that as
Love
well. And then I got to throw in a quick tidbit.
Yes.
The Huskies men's
Here we go.
hockey team. They are rolling. They have a serious shot at I think, a national championship,
Here we
college
go.
hockey.
Yes.
If you have a chance to get up to Berlis Belcher, their season, they're on the road right now. They're back home, I think February 14th or 15th. Get out, and then playoffs start. And I cheer on some of these guys. I mean, there's
So
none of these
good.
players have played for the Blades. Some NHL draft picks, former NHL draft picks are on this squad. So if you have a chance to check out Husky men's hockey, women's hockey hasn't done quite as well this year. Normally they're pretty good, but the men's team is on fire. I think they've won like 11 in a row.
They're rolling.
So they're rolling. So check that out if you have an opportunity, because it's getting exciting. They're starting to get some big crowds out there too.
Loving it, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Always appreciate it.
You got
and
it.
You have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
There you go, the great Matt Young from CTV in the house, as he always has a lot of cool stuff going on, and we love checking in with him. As we continue here on the Thursday edition of your show, my name's Gary. Hello. So nice to be back. I was quarantined in the house for the last 3 days. Got out of there. They finally let me out, got back to work. That was nice. If you have any retro game fixing ideas or anything at all that comes across your brain when you're enjoying these incredible programs we put out, it's real easy to get a hold of us with any of those ideas. Maybe you have a charity, maybe you have some sports teams, that maybe your rec hockey team needs some shout outs, any of that. We're here for you. I say it all the time. We are the only hyper local station in this city that does nothing but put out hyper local information. And it's so simple, but it's so non-existent. And that's why we started this place, to give Saskatoon a voice. And I'm just so proud to be a part of this. Hit us up, contact@dufferinav.com. That's the email. Very, very easy. And if you don't like the word contact or that symbol at, you can just head to our website, which is just dufferinav.com. Maggie likes it. Right, Marge? Hey, cool it over there. Gee whiz, it's getting crazy. So let us know what you're thinking, what you're doing. If we can help you out in any way, we would love to do so. By the way, if you're in the business for a book, this one right here is very, very good. Published by an incredibly handsome, beautiful prince named John Fast. It's called You Can't Stop Love. Head to Amazon. You can pick it up now. We just finished the audio version of said book in our Death Star, a.k.a. our recording booth here inside the Tooth Booth. Shout out to Dr. Hausman Associates, the big tooth on 2nd Ave. You come in here, we record your book for you, and people can listen to it instead of reading it, if that's what you're into. So that's when you can send us an email and get in touch with us, and we will set that up for you. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just very excited now. We've talked about the photo prospector since the beginning of this dream here at the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. This guy was one of the motivators, one of the precipices, if you will. Precipices? Precipices? Precipi? One of those things. Anyway, the dude has been crushing YouTube. He's a perfect example of how you can have something so incredibly amazing, like game-changing. And if people don't watch it, if it doesn't get out to the right people, no one really knows about it. So we've spent a lot of time trying to help out our friend, the photo prospector. And apparently he sent something in here for us to have a little look-see-poo at. I have no idea what it is. I don't know anything about it. I was just told by LB to just shut up and play it. And so that's what we're going to do now. Ladies and gentlemen, the photo prospector.
It was weird. He said that Joni Mitchell's a I don't really know what he's got against her. Well, hello, Gary. It's the photo prospector. First of all, I just want to say thank you for all the love and the shout-outs and whatnot on your show about my show. And you know how many likes, comments, subscribers that I got out of the deal? Nothing. Congratulations on your 200th episode. I think I'm a little late on this. 200 episodes every day. Oh, it's crazy what you've done there. The best idea that I ever came up with was 5 non-sexual ways to eat a banana. You have like 19,000, almost 20,000 subscribers. I didn't think you had that many cousins. I know this is going to get a little weird, but your show kind of looks like a show that I did. That was my show. And you're calling it your show. Welcome back to the Days of Your Show. I'm your host, the Photo Prospector. This week we take a deep dive into the 1970s, the height of the disco era, illicit sex, promiscuity, which is kind of the same thing, drugs, quaaludes, cocaine, better known as disco biscuits. Cocaine, quaaludes, disco biscuits, showing too much. Too much manliness. But first, let's go to the Morty cam. Woof, woof, woof. A treat here. Where's my Morty? How you doing? Yeah, what a good boy you are. Oh, yeah, the Morty cam. I thought this was going to be funny. I just remember going over to your house and the first time to see your studio and walking through the house, and it was a bit of a sausage fest, I must say. You had some Drake meats and I think Grimm's, maybe some Harvest brand, salami, ham sausage, charcuterie board, charcuterie. Oh, gee, why can't you enunciate? You need to enunciate. The 200th episode. I can't get that out of my face. Focused. Like those guys that, you know, they're making a salad and they just stare into the camera. I remember the first episode though. You had that mic and you were grabbing it and you're moving it around like a 5-year-old using his body like an amusement. My mic is dropping. Maybe I should yank it around. And then you have LB over there. I worked with LB's dad, BB. I just remember the stories years ago. The struggle, the angst with LB hundreds of times, thousands of times, millions of times that BB would come in and said, the kid won't practice his piano. I bet you he can play very well. He's a very good singer. Sing me a song, I'm the piano man. I'll give LB some competition there. Hey? No, now we have to look that up. Sing me a song, you're the piano. Where's the lyrics? Is the Piano Man a happy or sad song? I've gone down the rabbit hole now. Anyway, 200 episodes, that's nothing to sneeze at. And I'm proud of you. You've done a great job. Positive, uplifting. Every day you add something to somebody's heart out there. Maybe they've had a bad day, and it's just a little bit of a pick-me-up, I think. Did you start a cult? And LB, practice your goddamn piano.
Ladies and gentlemen, the photo prospector. Again, I did not know anything about that, and that man and I have been through so much over the years, and we've done so many cool things together. And I really hope this is a sign that there may be more photo prospector out there in the future, because as you got a little itty bitty tiny taste of, that dude is the king of the internet, the king of YouTube. He's been doing it better and longer than anyone else, and I don't care who you are or what you think. That guy needs to be here. He needs to be in a place like this where we can truly allow him to blossom like the rest of us and chase dreams, because that's what this whole place is about, and he gets that. So to the photo prospector, I'm pretty upset you blurred out the best part of that, but otherwise very well done, and you did a great job. You can hear some laughing here beside me as we continue on the Thursday edition of your show. That laughing would be because we have some guests here. And one of them you know, one of them you've heard of, and another one we've never met before. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you from the Emily May's All Up in Your Business show, Emily May and Friends and Boyfriend. Yay! Yeah, we clap a lot around here. Lots of clapping. That's what we do. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Tell us what's going on. Take it away.
Well, hello. Just to introduce everybody, this is Caleb.
Yes, and we've heard.
Say hi.
Football extraordinaire.
Apparently,
No?
apparently he says the right thing. Dunno.
Hey, well, he's checked off a couple boxes already with that, so I
Yes.
was very impressed.
100%. And then JC from
JC.
Arn Prior, Ontario.
Arn
everybody.
Pryor. Here.
All the way here in Saskatoon.
A little tiny town.
So
Yeah.
we haven't talked much about Arn Pryor.
No.
What is Arn Pryor famous for? There's got to be something here.
We're
So
the
you get up in there.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
okay.
I'll get up
No,
in
it's all
there.
good. It's all good.
Our Prior, it's where the two rivers meet, the Ottawa River and the Madawaska River.
Mhm.
Is that what Arn Pryor means?
That's the slogan,
Meeting of rivers?
where the two rivers meet.
Interesting.
I think it's just named after another like little Scottish town.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
No, see, I know the name. Is
cute.
there a hockey player from there or something? Like what? There's something. I don't know. It'll probably come to me when I'm asleep and it'll wake me up. I
A
was just gonna do that.
Paralympian, I think.
Paralympian. Yeah.
Okay.
Paralympic snowboarder.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I remember his
Okay.
name.
Well, this is all great news. So you've come to visit, and here, I'm just going to get
Sorry,
this.
yeah,
No, that's
I'm
okay,
gonna-
just so you're close to it. Okay? And I basically want to talk about things to do in Saskatoon when you're visiting in the wintertime. Because we all know summertime is go, 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 festival, this, that, boom, boom, boom. In the wintertime, sort of things slow down a little, but there's still a lot to do. And when I asked you guys about what you've done since you got here, all it was just have a really good time. And we didn't really go out and check anything out. We just enjoyed ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's what it's all about, getting together, missing your friends, and catching up and doing all that stuff. So what's the plan from here until we go back to Arnprior? What are we looking at? And I guess I should ask you because you are the ringleader of this circus, right?
My circus, my monkeys, I guess. Yes.
There you go.
We're gonna go out again tonight. She's gonna meet another one of my friends.
Hold on. How have the friend meetings gone?
Other than Caleb, this will be the first one.
And when
So
I
it hasn't
say
even
other
started
one,
yet.
I
Okay.
mean my last one.
That's fair.
So all of them.
Okay.
But like my other really good friend here, the one that I would also like to bring on the show.
Of course, your family. You
Yes.
bring anyone you want.
And then tomorrow we leave for Castle Mountain
Ooh.
for the weekend.
Okay. Now, I've never heard of Castle Mountain. You said that's in Alberta?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know more about that.
Yeah, Castle Mountain Ski Resort. Because if you search
Nice.
just the Castle Mountain, you'll just
You get all sorts of stuff?
just a mountain.
Yeah.
But this one's down by Pincher Creek.
Okay. And are we talking like you're staying right on the hill, like go out your back door, ski down in the chairlift, up you go?
Yeah, that's what
always
we got
loved
for
those.
this weekend.
And a
so-
hot tub? You always have to have the hot tub. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So you're going to have an awesome time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is very, very good. So now you're going to go out there and then you come back and you've got a couple days left.
Yes.
What kind of ideas are we thinking about for those final days here in Saskatoon? For your
Well-
friend JC.
Yes, of course. I was thinking, the Besborough also has that beautiful
have the-
skating rink just beside the river.
And they put up boards. You notice that they put up like actual boards around there? They never used to have
Yeah.
that. And I was wondering about why they did that.
So you
you have
can't
any idea?
Sneak in maybe?
Or I
if
was maybe-
someone like falls, they're not hurting themselves as much.
I imagine they have a lot of issues there with people grabbing sticks
Yeah.
and playing hockey, right? I figure someone's probably out there ripping clappers and probably send them across to like the Sheraton or
Yeah.
something and be like, "Ooh, sorry about that." So I imagine that's something to do with it. But
Yeah.
I assume they also don't let people bring sticks out there because you're supposed to just go for a casual, like a
It's-
date
yeah.
skate.
Yeah.
A nice little time.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I'm a little bit old on it.
I think I went last year for certain work reasons, and
What were your thoughts on it?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
very
just-
scenic, right?
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's really pretty, and then they do like you can have a fire on the ice, and they give you like a
Ooh.
drink.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. But my one thing is I wouldn't want to be in my skates like that. Like I'd rather
your
just
toes
be
will
able
freeze
to
off.
take my skates
Yeah.
off. So that was me personally, but it was really cute. So I never did it, but it looked cute.
Okay, so that's one thing we got.
Yes.
What
I'm trying
else
to
are we?
think.
What else are we thinking? Because I can remember. It's got to be right around now. The monster truck rally. Every year around this time, they got the monster trucks.
Yeah.
It's a
I feel like
oh
it's
man,
always like February.
it's got to be close.
15th.
I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna be on this. If we can get you guys to the monster truck spectacular, that would just be perfect.
That would be sick.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And you go there, and they don't half-ass it either. Like sometimes with the smaller arenas,
Yeah.
it's sort of hard to get extreme, but they do a really good job. I always had to give tickets away. Yeah, the Ram Motorsports. Nope. Ram Monster Truck Spectacular. There it is. Tickets on sale. Let's see what we're looking at, everybody. February 21st.
Oh.
I'm
But
sorry.
it is in February, so you did
Very
have that
close.
right, yes?
I always know it's that time of year because I got a bunch of buddies who are like, hey, back when I worked at the radio, say, hey, you got any monster truck tickets? And I'd be like, I never give those away to friends. I would never do that. You're going to have to win them like everyone else. And so we'd always have like monster truck like trivia, which is pretty good. Like, Gravedigger and Bigfoot, and that's about it. If you're an old guy like me, I'm not sure about the young up and comers, but those were like the go-to monster trucks. And the big phrase was, you pay for your only seat, but you only need the edge. So that got played a lot too. So monster trucks are out. Now, what about local sports goings?
Well, it would be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Not much going on there. Might be a Blades
No.
game, unless they're on the road
Maybe
trip right
on a
now.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll look. But I'm trying to think, other than that, the only sport we could catch is Caleb's Sunday night hockey rec league. at
Why are
10
you
p.m.
laughing? Why are you laughing at that? That's very, very important.
I
What?
am.
Hold on. What
It
league do you
is.
play in, Caleb?
I play in the university league. Just
Oh,
at
you're out there.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of those.
Culture.
You don't get any of those 5 a.m. times.
No.
He gets the
Man.
10 p.m. ones. 5 a.m.
Oh,
5 a.m..
I've had guys on rec teams where they would be out, like we'd have an 11 p.m. like Neon Flamingos game out at SaskTel Center,
Yeah.
and then they would just stay up. So they'd hang out, drink some beers, head home, and not at the same time, of course. It was always very, very safe driving, and they would just stay up because they had to go hit the ice at 5 a.m. with their university teams, and that was like a spot that people wanted. It's like, why would anybody want to play that early?
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. See, did you ever play in any of the what's it, the Gemini League or the SaskTel Center, or any of those? Just straight university?
Yeah, just university because it's actually pretty cheap for a team
Yeah.
to join the university league.
That's what I heard.
It was $50 a person on our team. So like
Hold
that's
on a
nothing.
second. Hold on. I think the Flamingos have been out of the league for a couple of years, but I think our last league fee we had was like $640, like $580 to $640,
Yeah.
and you got like
Each?
each person, and you got it was 32 to 34 games with playoffs.
Oh.
Like rec sports is just and the worst part is there's no one you can be mad at.
Yeah.
Because like it's not the places, like it's not the Gemini, it's not the SaskTel Center upping fees. It's the cost for the ice is going up, and so everything just goes with it.
Yeah.
So it's horrible. Baseball's a lot better, but even baseball's been going up. I think for our Rhinos team, it was when I first started, like 8 or 9 years, maybe more than that. It was damn near like less than $100, and now it's up to like a couple hundred.
He's a
I
baseball
I played
rhino.
rhinos the past 2 years.
I think I've just brought together two future best friends, everybody.
Hold on a second. Where's my Rhinos hat? I got a Rhinos hat here. I got all the unis. Okay, so you've been playing with my team.
Yeah.
So we have been on
You
group
guys
chats.
have been secretly connected by
but
the
I haven't
invisible
been to a
string.
game in 2 years.
And then we would have seen you because I would go, because I'm a good girlfriend, I would go to every single game.
That's amazing.
I know.
I didn't have any girlfriends, but if I did, they would never come to any games. They get mad at you for going, is the situation I was at. It's like, what do you mean you got baseball? You're supposed to go mow the lawn. It's like, sorry. I'm going to go do my thing. Okay, so now we're on a whole nother level here. So I want to go down the Rhinos rabbit hole, but I know this is a group show. Coach Mazer is one of the guys that ran the Rhinos for a long time. And so Army
Yeah.
and all the boys, and this is what happens when your mind is blown, but you're supposed to stay calm. You're supposed to just breathe and just go with the flow. As an Usher, my sweet prince, I still have I have an OG Rhinos hat with Ryan Usher's name and phone number written on the brim, still to this day, and you can still read it out. And he still hasn't changed the number, which I think is hilarious. So basically, what we're learning now is I've known of you for a long time. I never participate in the group chats because I have too many group chats. And Usher, I actually got the pullover, the $6 pullovers. I just got one dropped off. I've worn it on the set. Ryan, Maze and I have gone on set in our Rhino uniforms. So you didn't wear the Rhino uniform. Not that you didn't know. Obviously you didn't know. But this is a whole new thing. So did we just hire a Rhinos correspondent?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with that, Caleb?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we've been trying to get Usher, and we've been trying to get my sweet, beautiful judge, the great Blair Jones,
Yeah.
my sweet prince. He's been in here a couple of times. He's been on.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been trying to get Ush, and I've been trying to get Judge and all these other guys to get their asses in here.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, we have a clubhouse where we can all hang out, and we can promote our baseball team. And everyone's just too busy because everyone has kids, and they got jobs, and this and that. And I get it, so there's nothing to be mad at. But I'm still mad at it. Because the league's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much fun. They do such a great job. And I feel like it never gets any promotion.
No, I don't like
It never does.
And like I had to I looked for it. Like I
Yeah,
searched
search.
for the league cuz I wasn't sure when I first signed up.
Yeah,
And
this is
Yeah.
crazy. So when did you join the team?
2 summers ago.
That's crazy.
And
So
then-
literally when I stopped, yeah,
When
like
you
that's so
stopped.
crazy. You took my
Yeah.
spot. Hold on, are you striking out as much as I did? Because that was my big job, was strike out a lot.
I was
That's good. What about errors? I put up a lot of errors too.
not too many errors.
Where do they put you? They put you in the outfield?
I was catcher and outfield. a lot.
Holy, they let you catch?
Yeah.
Dude,
and
Did
pitch.
old Mike not like that? I thought old Mike
No.
was the only catcher.
Old Mike like
His
that.
knees like that. Yeah, I
his knees
see.
like that.
I was
okay.
gonna say they let him. He mainly. That was anytime.
Catchers
he was
are
catching.
the most next to pitching, as you know. Catchers and pitching. Everything else you can work around. Oh, my sweet Laffy. Now I'm just having all the flashbacks of the
Yeah.
boys. So now and you know what's going to happen
Lampy would
too.
walk me through, and he helped me get better on my batting at the end of the second season there.
That guy.
Yeah.
This is turning into. I'm very excited for Rhino season now, because I've been last 2 years. Yeah, I'll come with a couple games. I'll come throw in a dip at coach first or something. Make sure I get. So, the only time that they allowed me to coach first, it was a bloop single to center, and I thought the guy that was running was faster than he was. So it was a bloop single. No one was moving towards it, and everyone was just sort of doing it. I'm like, go two. And he takes about 5 steps, and the ball's already a second. And I looked back at the bench, and I looked at the runner, and I just put my hat down and went back and just pulled myself. It's like, obviously I can't be coaching first now. Sorry, guys. But that's the thing about the Rhinos. There's always a spot for you. There's always so much. It's always so much fun.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking we're going to do a live pregame show. That's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll even broadcast Rhinos games. You think we could broadcast games, Phenom? That's a thumbs up. That was 2 thumbs up. That was awesome.
I'll cameraman them.
Yeah. And then we can do play-by-play. How awesome would that be if roster me in, and then during play-by-play, I can just, hold on, I got to go pinch it real quick. Go up there and strike out and come back. Like, you see that swing? See how sick that was? That was my biggest claim to fame, was striking out and looking back at the umpire and be like, really? Really that was a strike? And it was always a strike. But I'd always think, well, clearly my eyes are better than yours. Not smart. So this is exciting. Okay, well now we've bonded, we've grown, and we've totally got away from the idea of things to do.
Yes, because baseball is not one of them. Oh, we could go to like a golf simulator.
There you go.
Oh, I
There's
see
one right over here, a couple blocks down in the Avalon Shopping Center. Amazing. I've gone there a bunch of times.
There's one right by Birmingham's, just
Yep.
off Circle Drive. That's
Yep.
the newer one.
And they're all awesome. Like, they're
Yeah.
so much better than what they used to be. Like, back in the day, it was just like this, and you'd hit the balls everywhere but the screen, and it was just not very good. Now they've gone a lot better at making it more playable, I guess. Like, make it feel more golfy, which I really appreciate. So we got that. Sledding. You guys like tobogganing at all? Any tobogganing fans? Yeah, we got some hills. We got the big hill. Used to be Diefenbaker Hill. When we were growing up, that's the hill that we would always go. That was the big hill. We had the John Lake School was our local hill, which had like it's just a hill. But then you go to Diefenbaker, it's like, oh, okay, it's go time. But now they turned it into this big ski resort. So you can take like tubes down it and people go snowboarding there and everything. But someone told me there was a free part of it where you can just go on your own just to go sledding. But way, way back, and I'll finish with this story because this is going to be a fun story. My cousin Ryan Brownlee and I, we went to Diefenbaker Hill, and they have a big, long stairs. So this stair starts from the top and goes all the way down to the bottom, so you just go back up the stairs. You slide down, you go up. And my cousin says to me, I dare you to go down the stairs on this sled. And it was a sled with no steering wheel or anything. It was just like, hold on and hope you get there. And I was like, no, I don't think I want to do that. He's like, oh, don't be a wuss. He's my older cousin. He's a super cool guy. So I was like, oh, fine, I guess I'll have to impress the cousin. So I get on the sled and I start going. And about 5 to 10 steps, there's a open spot, and then down again. There's a big railing. So this big railing goes down. There's a pole at the end of each sort of group of steps. And as I started going, I was like, man, this is a bad idea. And I got going faster and going faster. And then I got that false confidence of thinking I was in control. I was like, oh, I got this. Okay, I can move it pretty good. And faster and faster and faster. And then I said, oh, shit, this is not going the way I thought it was going to. And then I do the one overcompensate because I hit a little bump. And then the other one. And I turned in and there was one pole left, the last pole on the stairs. And I put this part of my leg right underneath the knee into that pole, and it tossed me, just sent me. And I thought I was dead. I thought I had died a horrible death. And again, I would have been like 12 or 13 or whatever it was. And my cousin comes out, holy, are you okay, man? What happened? I was like, well, I think I might die. And he's like, what? Well, why? What's wrong? I was like, oh, man. He's like, oh, your knee's fine. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's fine. And then we had to go back to his house. And we had to go talk to Wayne and Ina Lou. And so we got back, and they're like, oh, so what happened? I was like, oh, I hit my leg a little bit. So I'm trying so hard to make it not look like it's that bad. And then eventually, there's like to this day, there's an indent in my shin right here, and I can always feel it. It's just numb. There's like a hole in my leg from pounding that thing so hard. And to this day as well, I'm so proud that I didn't act like it hurt. It's the only time in my entire life where I pretended that something didn't hurt and it was legit. Like all the other times I can't hide it because I'm a huge wuss. Like I'm like, ah, like all the time. Like growing up, I was the biggest crybaby ever. Like I'm just a huge wussy crybaby. But that was the one time where I stepped up for the boys. I was like, no, man, we're good. And to this day, it's like one of the worst injuries I've ever had and never got it fixed or looked at. It's just like, yeah, there's just a big hole in my shin. So, you know,
So you're
boys
just
will be
out here
boys.
surviving, yeah.
Trying to. Trying to. Wow. Well, this has been fantastic. I'm very, very excited we got to finally meet Caleb, even though I should have met him 2 years ago, and
Yeah.
JC. And I'm looking forward to your guys' adventures. And I guess next week we'll come by again and we'll get caught up and see how it all went.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Hardcora is going to be upset that you're not here tomorrow. She's been asking about you again.
Oh. Well,
I don't know.
just tell her to come in next week.
She will,
Okay.
especially if I tell her you're here.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay,
the big
perfect.
thing. All right, what do you say? You want to wake up Frankie? There we go. Ooh. So what we have now at the end of the show is we have
Is
a
that-
piano song that plays us out, and you guys can't really hear it, so it's sort of
You play
silly.
the piano, but you can't hear it.
It's sort of a gag that we do, where everyone just sort of plays the piano and
And
goes
it's
about
the
their
law
business.
of the podcast, so get to it.
Oh,
Well-
right now.
If you want, you don't have to. It gets pretty annoying after about a minute. It's like a 2-minute run.
Well,
But
yeah,
it's
for
fun.
a minute, but you gotta do it once.
Touche. Very, very good. Man, lots and lots of thank yous to get to today. Because, as we talked about before, I was in the hazmat zone inside the ski chalet. Didn't see the light of day for 3 days. That's weird. Just being stuck in a house.
Yeah.
Not good. So happy to get out of there. Got into the tooth booth today. And it's just, oh, you missed 3 days of work? Invoices, here you go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Don't forget about this. Oh, this thing and that thing. So I just sort of went like that. And now I've like stepped back from it. I'm like, okay, we can handle this. Right? Business isn't that hard. It's the hardest thing in the world. But as long as you can have the stuff in between, right? And you can have the fun and enjoy and meet people and do good things, that's what we're all about. So thank you again to everybody who filled in over the last couple of days. LB doing a fantastic job. Coach Mazer stepping in for the all the way around table on Wednesday. That was fantastic. Our buddy Simon Hyatt came in again. Great to talk to him and get his take on the Blue Jays quarter century team, which was very, very cool. And to everyone else who continues to help out around here, it is so greatly, greatly appreciated. We will be back tomorrow with another, I believe it's going to be trivia with Hardcore, and I think Uncle Brando's going to be here. And we're going to have a lot more fun like we always do. As well, I want to get a quick shout out for this. Hockey Helps the Homeless. It's going on. Look at this. My buddy Ryan Banford got me this. We did another recording today. Look at that bad boy. Hockey Helps the Homeless. We're going to start collecting money soon as the big day is coming. It's going to be a lot of fun, so be aware of that. And Margaret, supper time. She can always tell when the show is almost done because she knows it's time to eat. So we will get you food, even though you didn't hit your spot quite well today. Just want you to know you can be better tomorrow, just like me and everyone else, all right? You're beautiful and I love you. And that's you guys. Thank you again. So great to meet you. And we'll see you again as well. Remember, karma is very, very real. Do good things and it'll start happening to you, all right? Have a great Thursday.